What do you do when you see two big commentary channels, two big content creators beefing? Well, of course, you sit back and get some popcorn in your lap and just get ready to watch 30-minute documentaries about one person. Recently, or not so recently, a person called Vince Vintage, who's a famous YouTuber on YouTube, made a video about another famous YouTuber called Tyler Oliveira, who's also the same type of guy like who exposes people and that stuff. And Vince Vintage actually exposed Tyler Oliveira for having a very racist and biased outlook on the world and his videos and his reporting style not being right in his opinion. Then Tyler Oliveira came out and said, hey Vincey Pooh, you're saying stuff wrong. Don't lie about me, because I don't do that stuff. Now, in the original video, Vince Vintage had pointed out that Tyler Oliveira had made a lot of stuff in his videos to look like something it isn't. Like, he made some people from Haitian look more like they eating cats and dogs, and which was crazy. He made a whole video about Haitians eating cats and dogs. He made a city in Ohio look like it was really violent, while of course it still has a crime rate. He took clips from other cities and doctored them to make them look like it was from that city. A running theme throughout Tyler Oliveira's channel is that he takes clips from different cities and puts it in his video about one specific city and doctors the footage to make it look like it's about that city. So let's say something happens over in Sweden and I make it look like it's happening in Denmark. That's basically what Tyler Oliveira has been doing. Now, there was also another thing that got pointed out by Vince, where Vince was talking about how Tyler Oliveira actually went into a museum for the Triple K, which Tyler Oliveira said was not a Triple K museum, but in fact a Civil War museum. But then, in a recent response by Vince Vintage, Vince revealed that it's just called a Civil War museum to cover up how bad it is. Because apparently there's been protests there, there's a lot of stuff. There's flags, there's the German guys' flags, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of different stuff that really correlates with the Triple K and Neo guys. So Vince didn't feel some type of way. Now, another thing was that Tyler Oliveira went to the most racist man in America, or that's what he's named after every big black YouTuber, goes over there. I mean, Gideon has been there, Nicole Milana has been there, but there was this one guy, I don't remember exactly what his name was, Tusi something. It was something random. He went to this guy once and he had this bit where he is like, hey, what is better, this rock or me? And you've seen this clip 100% before. And the most racist man on earth, he says the rock, because it actually serves a purpose. So Tyler Oliveira goes to the Triple K shop, buys a bag of white assault rocks, and gives it to the most racist man on earth. Now, of course, Vince Vintage saw this in some type of way after looking at all the other stuff that he had been doing, where he was doctoring footage from other countries to make it look like these people were weird, and he was interviewing people but only showing one side. But Tyler Oliveira, in his response video, said, hey, how can I be a bad person when I'm showing both sides of the argument? But in reality, in the original video where he was, interviewing people about Haitians eating dogs and cats, he was only showing the bad parts, like, oh yeah, Haitians eat dogs and cats. In his response video, he doctored footage to make it look like he also showed footage of people being like, yeah, I love Haitians, they would never do that. But in reality, it was from another video that he had posted weeks after. So in his response video, Tyler Oliveira's, he doctored footage and made it still look like he's the good guy. He lied in his response video just so he could look like the good guy and make Vince look crazy. Now, Vince also talks about how Tyler Oliveira's fans has been harassing him through DMs and through messages under his post. Under a post with a picture of him and his wife getting married, there is racist remarks and remarks towards his wife that gotta be illegal. Threatening of the R word and other stuff towards his wife just because he criticized Tyler Oliveira. Now, why does he believe this is Tyler Oliveira's fans? Because these comments came shortly after the Tyler Oliveira response. That's basically why. You wouldn't just get those comments out of nowhere, right? Now, Tyler Oliveira and Vince Vintage had also been going at it on Twitter, but Tyler Oliveira in his response video actually called Vince Vintage a stalker at some point because he had been tweeting him so much and he was just getting so tired. And then Vince Vintage is like, hold on, dude, I've only tweeted at you 5 times now, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Vince's entire Twitter account is dedicated to myself and my channel over the last couple months. Non-stop, my balls in his mouth like an obsessive ex-girlfriend.
I have made 5 tweets about Tyler. 11 tweets in total if you count the 6 I made promoting my video about him. So in his eyes, I guess 5 tweets is just obsessed to the point of literally almost stalking.
So apparently Tyler Oliveira thought that it was stalking and harassing by only tweeting at a person 5 times. I must be harassing Jenna Ortega like crazy then.
Bro, what the fuck is you even?
I do believe that, you know, at some point, if somebody isn't responding to your tweets and you keep tweeting them, it is some type of harassment. But the thing is, Tyler Oliveira was responding and he was beefing with Vince. Now, of course, I don't condone like harassment or stalking, but in that particular moment, Vince wasn't stalking or harassing anybody just because he posted 5 tweets about a guy doing something wrong. I think I've posted more tweets about random bullshit. Now, Tyler Oliveira had done videos in Jamaica where, you know, Tyler Oliveira went around Jamaica and called it the murder capital of the world. Now, Vince Vintage felt some type of way about that because, you know, Tyler Oliveira does the thing where he looks at something and he just turns into something fully different. Like, let's say, oh yeah, in Vince's video, said as an example, Tyler Oliveira would see a grown man and a little kid and then say, that's a child keyword. But in reality, it would probably just be their dad and a kid. That's what Tyler Oliveira pretty much does in these videos. Pretty much just doctors everything to make it seem like a narrative. He just build up a narrative and call himself a journalist, while in reality, the man is just fucking around in random cities over the world and acting like something is wrong. Now, something that Tyler Oliveira did, which I kind of thought was like iffy, was that Tyler Oliveira had parked a car in a random city that he was making a video about. Now, this city was apparently really high in crime rate and the car break-ins was really high. So he had put a PS5 and a controller in the car just to see what would happen. But he hadn't originally said this in the video. He had just said he parked his car somewhere and that's what happened. And some random alarm started playing above the gas station saying, hey, if anybody steals your shit, it ain't our fault. And that was really Tyler Oliveira trying to bait people to go steal his shit for a video clip. But it was clip farming. But at the end of this response video by Vince, he's like, hey, please stop doctoring footage or just stop calling yourself a journalist, which I find really respectable because, you know, doctoring footage and calling yourself a journalist doesn't mix well. That doesn't make sense. How can it be both? Can't do both. But yeah, that's pretty much what's happening in this situation. If anything else happens in this situation, I will be catching you guys up. I hope you guys have had an amazing week. I'm currently working on getting the Norca video back up because, you know, really important to me, and I finally got a video to surpass the Oversit video, so I'm working with YouTube to get that back up. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Hope y'all sleep well when y'all sleep. I've been blabbering a little too much. See ya.